All right, it's a very special episode here at Rival and Queen, Sarah.
The most special, a milestone.
100 episodes.
100, baby.
100. And I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sarah. And if you're new to the community, we're so happy to have you on this special episode. You're going to enjoy it. We love you. We're Rival and Queen. We've been around now for 100 episodes.
2 years. I guess you need to go back and listen to the other ones if you're just starting to listen at 100.
We love to get to know people and their unique journeys, all in a mission of figuring out how to live our most queenly lives.
Yes, there's so much. We just thrive on curiosity, connecting with others.
Friendship,
so many friendships,
so much love.
I think that's what translates the most for people. And we've talked about that before, is not only our friendship, but also how we build friendships with people that we interview, and they're solid, real, amazing friendships.
I fall in love with so many people we interview. I know, actually, and I laugh because our friendships keep going. And there's some people that I just have casual back and forth ongoing texts with now that I'm so happy. And then people like our guest today, who we just are always spending time with and connecting with as much as we can. And that's the end of my thought on that.
Okay.
On that thought.
Do you want me to pick up?
I have something else I want to say, but you keep going.
Stop. No, and that's such a good point that we have connected with and have built these relationships with people over the last few years. But we just had our first charity golf tournament as well and met almost 60 other females, probably 2/3 of them I did not know. And I feel like now I've built a bond with all of these women as well. So it just keeps growing.
We're finally, after 2 years. So this is what I was going to say. This is like the most hella good week, celebrating everything.
So many things.
2-year anniversary, 100th episode, our first live event that wasn't like the podcast, but we're interacting with people. All happened this week. Links and Luau just happened. And it's just like such a freaking incredible week. But the coolest part of that is the community. I think the coolest part of Rival and Queen in general is the community.
Definitely.
Like, I'm blown away by the people who write us, how they interact with us through Instagram, but also when they then show up in person and we can meet them. And like you said, some of these people we don't even know. And it's just so incredible to see, the community grow and build and the amazing people we're ending up getting connected with. And we're just so grateful. You're like, wow.
And it's so much more than just the podcast. Obviously, that's the foundation. But I think now that we have got 2 awesome events just that happened this summer under our belt, there's so many more things that, if you're not interested in podcasts, there's other things that can make you be a part of the community and kind of meet other people and new friends as well.
Oh, we love new friends. I was just got an idea of something that you and I have to do. But it is I feel like we made honestly, okay, thousands an exaggeration, and I'm prone to exaggeration. I feel like we've made hundreds of new friends in the last couple of years because of Rival and Queen. And damn, it's fun to make friends.
And here's to hundreds more.
Here's to hundreds more down the road. Ooh, and some new, God damn it, I'm so excited for the future.
Yay. I know, so fun. And we got to celebrate this week's episode with a good friend of ours. And we didn't even tell her that it was our 100th episode.
No, she was shocked. And just before we go into this, I don't want to forget. Thank you to the community, because through Links and Luau, we raised over $2,900 for ADSM for women and children, which I think is a huge part of the community is giving back, and kind of cool to raise almost $3,000.
You know what?
Thank you.
Christmas is around the corner and the holidays, and we did a big fundraiser next year. So we're going to have to gear up for that one again.
Last year, we raised 800 pounds of food for Feed Nova Scotia. We're definitely doing over 1,000 this year.
But I think we'll go in one location and people can come to us. Because Sarah and I spent about 8 hours.
I envisioned this the other day. Where we did our live show in the sea can? I'm like, I bet we can get that in December and fill the sea can full of food.
And get a proper truck
to come pick it up.
Okay.
I think we can do that.
We should talk to Feed NS and see if there's a way we can coordinate kind of like a literally a massive drop-off zone.
You know what? I can see it. Okay.
Goals.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right. But yeah, Vicky Mina joined us this week to celebrate our 100th episode. We love her. She was back at the very, very beginning with Jacqueline LaRue from The Parlor. We did kind of like a female good feel podcast at that time. Sarah's going to check out.
I'm checking out what number it is. Yeah.
But it was nice to reconnect with Vicky just one-on-one and kind of get her perspective of what her last few years have been like, because in the makeup industry, it took a really, really, really hard hit because of COVID, not being able to go to events or work closely with like their clients, because obviously you can't get, well, I mean, you could just get your eyes done, I guess, and leave your mask on. But it was interesting to hear her adjustment and how she's so excited to be back working with people for events, and that's her purpose, is really connecting with others.
Well, it's nice to hear how she navigated the pandemic and really honestly share kind of her ups and downs. But at the end of the day, she really talks about what helped her fall back in love with her work was getting back into doing more of it. And the thing that actually helped her connect to it in the first place, which is, I love hearing those stories. Mm-hmm. The other thing we talk about a lot in here, which is so cool, because Vicky just had her 51st birthday, which, you know, if you've seen her, you know, she looks maybe turning 40, like,
yeah.
Like, anyway,
her and her daughter look like sisters.
They're so cute. But she talks about that kind of changing view of aging in the beauty industry and how we're celebrating it, and really the shift of that, which is, it's a great conversation to have. And of course, she just brought the heat. We dialed it up.
I've got that
written
saying. Across my
dial
paper.
it up.
Dial it up. And it was just so nice. She's got such a kind heart. We went for drinks and a bite to eat with your sister, Jennifer Murphy, who is also a makeup artist, a professional makeup artist. And even just Vicky has so much wisdom, I feel like, to give someone like Jennifer or us. She just really gets it and is so caring and so sweet.
It was kind of cool to hear both of them talking about the makeup industry and their work. Because I just, you know, we have these one-off conversations with Jennifer, these one-off conversations with Vicky, and it was nice to overhear them sharing tips, advice, processes of how they do things. It's kind of just, it's fun. And it's nice to see that camaraderie in the industry and how that's growing in Halifax.
100%. I think that's really important. You know, build like we're building, build the makeup community,
build the makeup community, build the love,
yeah, sure.
Bring the people together.
And they can they're one. I know they both have people that they can lean on and to support them. But when you're going to most of these events or weddings, you're there as an individual doing a lot of work. So it's nice that they can, I don't know what word I just said, work, so that they can lean on other people for help and support. So I think that's important.
Oh my God. And even
women,
call for tips, or if you have kit emergencies. These are things we don't understand, or like kit emergencies when in a snowstorm something smashes and you need to get a new eyeshadow. Vicky's your gal. She's going to drive it to you wherever you are.
That's right.
And we freaking love her for that. I think we need to, so just so everyone knows, Ash and I are going out to celebrate tonight, to celebrate the big 100. So if you see us, please take pictures, celebrate with us.
Yeah, send us some drinks, whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Or if you're at home having drinks, take a photo of you having a drink celebrating and send it to us through Instagram.
And hopefully you're listening to this episode in celebration.
Yeah, crack a drink now, actually.
Share it with a friend. We'd love that.
Oh yeah, share it with a friend. That's a really, okay, we're going to adjust this. I'm just going to ask for a favor from the community. So we love the community. One thing that really helps us grow is if you do share our episodes with a friend. So if there's an episode you particularly love, help us grow the network, because we love that. And I will tell you, Ashley's already put in the universe, we're working on a tour this year. We want to hit at least 3 cities, if not more.
Even if it's only in the East Coast.
Yeah, we're going
to start.
I think we can also like pull one together in Toronto. I think that could be like our big vision, because it'd be fun. I think
maybe there's a podcast conference or something that we can just inject ourselves in. If anyone's listening and knows, let us know.
Yeah,
because Sarah and I like to take things above and beyond in most scenarios. I can't talk. So I feel like, yeah.
That's what I loved about our episode with the Gruder girls last week, because they were like, we're in far too deep now. We can't go back. And I'm like, I feel like that's us. We just like, we go far too big, in far too deep. There's no turning back.
No. And we want to do 110% every time. So
if not more,
150%. Oh my goodness. Okay. Before we dive in, let's just share what can you not leave the house without as far as a makeup product?
So I did say this to you right before we started. I think it's my eyebrows, but now I'm like, my eyebrows. I got to put my eyebrows on.
I mustn't leave the house without my eyebrows.
I can't leave my house without my eyebrows. Could you imagine? I just looked, anyways. But I don't know. I think it's a toss up for me between the eyebrows and the lips. Here's what's going to be the decider. If I'm putting sunglasses on, I'm putting the big lips.
Mine's eyebrows for sure. And I don't even like right now I have, it's in the middle of the day, but I've got them filled in. But even before I go to the gym, I just go right on the outsides quickly. And then I'm like, I'm ready. I don't need anything else.
You're like, I'm glammed.
No one else probably would notice except for me. But anyways, I'm with you on the brows.
We're going to have to put this question out to the community, what they need,
very important,
what they have to have on before they leave the house.
Maybe concealer. That would be like the next level, but that's, if you're going to the gym, you're going to sweat it all.
Get rid of the concealer, throw it out.
And our gym's pretty much always in the dark. All right. We hope you guys enjoy this episode with Vicky Mina, and thank you for celebrating and supporting us for 100 episodes. Here's to 1,000 more.
1,000 more episodes of Rival and Queen. Yes, let's do it. And for everyone, you can follow Vicky online at Vicky Mina Makeup, and you can connect with her on her website, vickymina.com.
Okay, we are so excited to welcome back makeup artist Vicky Mina for the second time. Welcome to our new studio. You've never been here.
No, never been here. This is amazing.
Yeah. We're like arms in the air.
We're so excited. We're all excited. And I think, like, honestly, I feel at home with you guys. You girls know how much I love you. And this is really exciting. The studio is amazing. Mark, who's sitting off here to the side.
Because last time we recorded at my kitchen table, which was still fun. We were very comfortable. We had red wine, and Jacqueline LaRue was joining us as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, things have changed for all of us.
Yeah, I feel like this is like, we're literally moving on up.
Well, and that was the beginning. I think you were like episode 8 or something, early into the journey.
Yeah.
And do you know what episode this is, Vicky?
I don't know.
We didn't tell you. We wanted to surprise you.
Episode
100?
100.
Are you serious?
Yes. You're our 100th guest. Cheers. Let's do a Luvo cheers in honor of
That's
100
massive.
episodes of Rival and Queen.
Cheers. I'm so excited. How fun, hey?
That was like an Oprah moment.
And literally almost a year since we actually launched was on, I think it was
2 years.
Yeah, sorry, 2 years to the day. I think it was the other day.
Yeah, just this past Sunday. Yeah. So this is like a big week for us, Vicky, and we're so happy to have you here.
I'm thrilled that I get to celebrate this moment with you guys. But I have to say, I think the reason that your podcast is such a success is because you really speak to the every woman. So regardless of age, and also you speak to to both genders. Like I feel like men get just as much from it as women do.
Our male audience is growing.
Sometimes I think it's a good idea for them to listen to have insights into some things that they may or should know as well.
Very good idea.
True.
Yeah.
It's like a great educational. We should brand it more as that.
I think we should.
An educational
especially
tool for men.
specific episodes.
Oh yeah.
But how do you feel? I think that the last time you joined us, you were a little bit more you were a little nervous at that time. Like now
I don't
you feel
nervous.
good.
I don't feel nervous at all.
Yeah, amazing.
I feel really comfortable. I feel like not only because it's my second time on the podcast with you, but also just in general, I think I'm more comfortable with speaking publicly.
I think you're out there all the time now in like videos and speaking to groups. You've done so many events where you're hosting and teaching, and you come on a bunch of our live events. Like I think this is just this is like your second gig.
I know. I think part of coming on for me the podcast is you don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
And then but listening back to it, it was like, oh, that was actually pretty good. I know that, I could get a little bit long-winded, so I'm going to try not to get too long-winded today. But, definitely I think like confidence, especially if you really love your subject matter and it's something you're passionate about, confidence comes easily.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's all about you. You know the answers at the end of the day.
I don't know.
Well, I think you do.
We'll see when we get to the Queenie grounds.
You know what? We're going to believe whatever
the truth
you
comes
say.
out. Well, we're so happy you're here, and it's been, we've seen you a few times. We've kept in touch, obviously, over text, Instagram, all the things. But it's been a crazy year and a half for all of us. So
it's been insane.
What has the last year taught you about yourself?
Oh my. Okay, that I am more resilient than I ever thought when I needed to be. That I have a good sense of social responsibility and judgment because I'm sort of proud of myself of the way I carried myself through the early phases of the pandemic and like making the call before even government made the call, to shut it down kind of thing. And then also just the way I've been able to navigate it, I feel like that we talk about pivot. Well, I just kept pivoting until I got really dizzy. The third wave like knocked me down, I think, a bit, but I'm back. Bang, crash.
You're back with a bang, baby.
That was a sound effect. It knocked me down and then something crashed. We don't know.
My phone. No, that was me making bad background noises. But I love that you bring that up because I think for you during the pandemic, like the makeup industry was hit so hard because you guys almost couldn't work the longest.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
Because we were the first to get cut and we were the last to be reintegrated because we are very, discretionary service. We're not like an essential service. And because we're very up close and personal with our clients, it was sort of like, we got the worst of it. But I don't want to say the worst of it because a lot of us are independent and so our costs are manageable compared to, say, a restaurant or a gym. I think they really did get the worst of it. But after them, I think we did have it pretty bad because there was just no way for us to generate our income. So what I did is I really did pivot and focus more on my product line. And I didn't do it initially with the idea that, I'm going to sell product. That isn't why I did it. I did it because I was locked home, and I felt very isolated. And I have this online community that is in general very caring, and they're good people. And so I just felt like I need to connect with them. So I would get on, all of us sitting around with nothing to do, and I never thought in my life I would do it, but I would get on with like no makeup on my face and just a glass of wine and talk and then do my makeup. But people loved it, and I would get a lot of positive feedback from people saying, we love that you're doing this. We feel so connected. We feel like you're giving us hope. Like there's something to look forward to take our minds off of this pandemic. So it was therapy for me and therapy for a lot of the women, possibly men who watched me. And then as a result, my sales really started to do well. It was a good side effect of it.
I love that. I feel like people got so much more like FaceTime with you a little bit during that time that they grew, like that connection with you really grew.
Yeah.
And they felt like they were getting to know you as their girlfriend, right?
I think so. And I think that I got to know a lot of the people that follow me and my local clients so much better because I really didn't know people. I was so busy in the doing of the makeup that I didn't really have the time to get to know people, but this let me get to know people a little bit better. And gave me the time to really disconnect from that part of the industry so that I could just focus on that aspect of it. And I loved it while it lasted. For the first wave, I was not too excited to go back to work after we reopened the first time. And I don't know what it was. I think it was just that I got comfortable. I kind of felt like happy nesting and kind of unsure as to how we're going to reopen, and working with a mask and a shield.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No.
So we reopened. I finally adjusted back into that, and then boom, second wave shut down again. And so I got through the second wave fine, went back to work again, and was happier to be working the second time with reopening. But I did make the decision that I was going to be doing far less special event makeup. Made that announcement, and then my workload significantly cut down. The third wave was really hard, and I think not just for me, for a lot of people. I lost my motivation to go on camera and connect with people. I felt very in a funk, both, physically, the way I looked, the way I felt. I had no motivation, and I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel pretty or confident, so how was I going to go on camera and talk about being beautiful and confident? So I did find myself struggling with that with the third wave. And then we reopened again. And when we did, I was so happy to be working again. So happy. You don't know. And that's when I decided, you know what, I need to do this. I need to connect with people. I need to help them feel their best on their special days. And so decided to re-enter that part of the industry again. And and now I'm like, let's go. Like
You're gung-ho.
Yeah.
Ready to rock.
Yeah.
Well,
life is different, but we'll do it.
Adjust.
Well, and I like hearing this from you so much because I do think like your unlike a lot of other industries, there's no in between for you kind of, but you found a way to make that. Like restaurants can do takeout, gyms can do online lessons.
Right.
It's a lot harder for makeup artists to like transfer their skills online. So it's kind of cool to hear like that you were able to really focus on your product line, but then also creating kind of that community connection.
Yeah, and I also did a lot of virtual lessons, and those actually go a lot better.
You did one with us early on in the
I
pandemic.
did.
Yeah.
I remember that actually. Yeah,
That feels like a lifetime ago.
yeah, and Jennifer did that with us too.
Yeah,
Jennifer
that was a little
Murphy.
collab.
Yeah, it was great. But those things are fun too. But I feel like for me, it's a matter of if a way is taken away from me, I will find another way to do it. I love this. This is my passion. I love helping women feel better about themselves, feel more confident about themselves. And I also realized during the pandemic when I felt like crap, and I think I looked like crap. And it's okay that I say that because I think we all are allowed to have those days and those moments and months and weeks.
Yeah.
And I felt like if I did have to pull it together for some reason, be it a photo shoot or something, I felt like I can do it. I can do my own hair. I can do my own makeup. I know how to pull myself together. But I realized what an asset that is and that a lot of women don't have that luxury of being able to do that for themselves. So without a professional stepping in and doing it for them, they kind of feel like they're always in that funk, especially as you age.
Right.
Because it gets harder and harder to feel good about yourself.
And you have to kind of change and adjust. Well, maybe you don't have to, but certain things might not look good on you,
Oh, 100%.
anymore.
And you're faced with like your hormones are changing and your skin is changing and your hair, everything is changing. So I realized, you know what? I have a real advantage here, and I have a gift to be able to pass that on to women. And I'm at the stage in my life where I can speak to every woman because I've been there when I was 20, I've been there when I was 30, and now I'm 51, and I feel like I can speak to the women in my age group, and help them feel better about themselves.
And yes, she just said 51 for any of you who don't believe it. It's crazy. Vicky. You look amazing.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I just turned 51. I love it. I think 51 is the new 41.
I feel like, you look,
I can't wait.
at the beginning of your 40s, maybe.
Honestly, I don't even feel my age. It's like, it's weird. I think most women would agree with me who are at my age. They're like, you look in the mirror and you're like, but I'm really not, like, how am I 51? Like, where did the time go? I don't
I
feel
feel
like
like we're going to think, I think like that all the time.
So do I. But there's a great meme actually about like when you're in your 30s, you're like, oh, I feel like I do in my 20s. And then you hang out with 20-year-olds and you're like, nope,
No,
definitely in my 30s.
definitely-
Exactly.
It's definitely a little gap there.
And when we went to the pub, we were in Antigonish a few weeks ago, went to the pub and we were hanging out with 20-somethings. And I was like, yep, definitely older than these people.
Yeah.
I do know.
Definitely.
But, sorry.
you
No, I was
go.
going to say, so now that you're able to reconnect and be with women, do events, obviously that's like what you're so passionate about. What's your like absolute favorite thing about working, let's just say with women one-on-one?
It's so hard to pick a favorite. I love special events where I get to be part of like a momentous occasion in their life. I love weddings. And not every makeup artist will say that they love weddings.
Right.
I always have. I think that they're like so special. I love the energy, even the bitchy energy.
What do you mean?
Stressful day. So sometimes it can be
Yeah.
good and some days it can be.
I feel like my job is not only to do their makeup, but to help calm them down and make them feel like this is all under control.
Like a mini therapist.
But how does that make you feel when you're kind of like helping them feel beautiful, look beautiful, and calm
I
them
love it.
down?
I love it.
Yeah.
That's part of why I do what I do. I love that, being able to make women feel good, not just about the way they look, but the way they feel is the thing I love the most.
Oh, I love that.
You have a calming energy too, I think.
Totally. I want to talk about the aging thing a little bit in two different ways. So like one, as I know over the last 2 years, you've stepped back and like reflected on your business and how you've wanted to shift a little bit.
Yep.
Can we talk about that? Like how your vision has changed? Because you've kind of come full circle.
Yeah, I have. When I started because I loved the art of doing makeup. I think like a lot of people who started in this industry, it's like such a cool thing. I love the transformations, the before and afters. And I loved the process of doing makeup so much. And I still love that. But as the years went on, especially I would say within the last 5 to 6 years, 6 years ago, actually to the day, is today the 15th?
Yes, it is.
To the day, 6 years ago, I launched my brand.
Oh,
So
congrats.
yeah, I launched my makeup line, Vicky Mina Makeup, and that started a new phase for me, which is to help curate a line of makeup that worked for all ages, and and really delivered really good quality, really good pigment, but in a light formula that just felt good on your skin, and then it evolved into lessons, and it evolved into more teaching. I hosted 2 independent masterclasses, which were really successful, and I was so proud. I'm still to this day very proud of those. I think those are something that I am very proud of because I love teaching. And so because for me, it's a way of like sharing my knowledge, which empowers women, So I definitely have evolved full circle, and the thing that I love the most is empowering women. So the method I choose to do it with is through makeup, but it's definitely the ultimate goal is to empower women.
Oh, and it's kind of fun that you've been able to use all these different methods now, and you're coming back to, I mean, you did very temporarily kind of step away from some of the events, but you've come back to that as like your home base and the thing that you love.
I had to come back to it. I missed it too much.
Did
it was,
you?
oh yeah.
But
it
isn't
was
that so nice that
depressing.
you weren't doing it for a little while and then you realize like, no, this is me. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah. It keeps you very like in touch with things. It's like the energy of it is so cool. And I think that because I started with a passion for that, I just will always come back full circle and need to have some aspect of that in my life. I've still decided to scale back. I'm not gung-ho, like full tilt, but I have to have a bit of it in my life for sure.
I think that's good to know. It's like the things that fuel us in our passion and in our work we do, and you have to keep them, even if you can't have it all the time. I know we've had this conversation with Connie, who owns our studios.
Yeah.
Like she stepped away from teaching at one point because she just got so busy, but now she's back at least once a week teaching a class because I think it's just that connection to the thing that you love.
This is it. This is it. It's like the connection to the thing that started it all for you, and it's the grassroots part of it.
Yeah.
That you kind of, there's a part of you that craves that.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it like makes you love what you do.
And you probably have so many, well, not probably, you definitely have so many great connections and people you probably want to keep working with and doing photo shoots. And
it's very hard
like
to say no.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody is a bridesmaid or a very good friend of someone who got married and then they want their makeup done for their wedding. It's so hard to say no. So sometimes you just wish you could do like be in 6 places at the same time. It's
Totally.
Okay, I'm feeling we need to have a Vicky Mina makeup party. It just came to me or something.
Oh, you know that'll happen.
We did that years ago at my house in Cole Harbor. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah,
That was really fun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm down for any kind of party.
Yeah, we do know that. And we love
Makeup
partying
party,
with you. Yeah.
any prefix before party with you.
Perfect.
Karaoke. That's
Dance party, karaoke, wine.
Sarah and I on the microphone so everybody can go home.
If Vicky sings karaoke with me, I will do it. Okay?
All right.
That's the deal. All right.
Done.
The other thing that I want to talk about is now that you are this 51, we're still think she's lying to us.
Fabulous.
We're going to have to like check her birth certificate at some point. But you are going through these different decades of makeup. What are you learning? What are you seeing when it comes to like
That's such a
aging
great question.
and beauty as we age?
Sarah, very good. Did Barbara Walters prep
I
you for
think
this
you
interview?
set me up for that one.
All right. So, yeah, definitely. Makeup is not the same in your 20s or in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And definitely, I would say that makeup trends have definitely changed. And I don't know if COVID has a lot to do with that or just the fact that people have gotten a lot more simple and scaled back. Do you remember a few years ago when Kim Kardashian used to do like and even like the makeup gurus would like pile it on with like the very aggressive everything.
That banana powder.
Contouring.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember the banana powder. Those products are still fine. The basic techniques are still fine, but you just need to lighten up and scale everything back and understand that there's a time and place maybe for that, but it's not what most people want. Most people now just want a lighter application, a more blended look, seamless look. I would say probably like my biggest pet peeve in makeup is when you can really see a stark contrast between the areas of the face. Like I don't want to see, like where the contour necessarily is or where the blush necessarily is, like where it starts and stops. I just like to see a very harmonious look because that's a lot more natural.
Totally.
And I think women love that more.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because I know, especially now, people are so into makeup. There's so many influencers, YouTube videos, social media. So I go to the mall and I see like young girls. I'm like, how do they know how to do their makeup like that?
Yeah.
But it is a lot. It's still heavy. But yeah, as you get older, it's definitely something that might not be as like
I see it a lot.
appealing to us.
So my generation, for the most part, do not know how to do their makeup. For the most part, we didn't have anything that taught us, and unless you had a natural aptitude for it and a real interest to learn, to self-educate, you didn't know how to do your makeup. You don't know how to do your makeup when you're my age. I find the younger generation, because of social media, because of the wealth of information that's on there, they know so much. They know not only about products, but they know how to put it on. So they're kind of scary.
Oh my, they're like, yeah, they
What are
look
they
like
gonna look like
queens
when they're
all the
15?
time.
Yeah. What are they going to look like? My thing is like everything in moderation, and especially like fillers and injectables and stuff like that. I do very, very little of that because I feel like it ends up looking worse when you overdo it. I think it's better just to go very, very subtle touches because it just backfires on you.
There's also like this really kind of great celebration of aging going on in the beauty industry right now too, which is cool to see because
I'm
it is like
here for it.
own it.
Yeah, I'm here for it. So when I see ad campaigns, when I see international brands that are featuring women, mature women, I love it. And I think that we have to stop being afraid of looking our age or showing signs of aging or like need this like perfection. I mean, I love a good filter. Who doesn't? Doesn't want like light on their face, So if you're in a dark situation, I will throw a filter on to have that light on my face when I'm doing a story or whatnot. But I'm not afraid to show it the way it is too, which is that yes, I have lines. Of course I've got lines. I'm 51. Like it's normal. Everyone has pores. Everyone has blemishes. Everyone has these things. You don't have to look perfect. What makeup is there for is A, to have fun with, B, to help you feel more confident about yourself and maybe correct the things that you don't like so much and accentuate the things that you love.
Ooh, accentuate. I love that too.
That's what makeup is for. It's not to create a mask. It's not to feel insecure. I don't see it as a negative thing. I think makeup can be such a positive thing.
Yeah, I love that. Do you know, I know that you said this, and I never have thought of this before, but I always love to wear a bright, bold lip because I feel like it makes
it's your look.
I know, and it's so funny. A lot of our friends don't do it, but I think it makes my lips look so big when I do it.
It rocks
I just
on you.
love it.
Okay, so I don't feel like I pull that look off. That's not my look. My look is like all eyes and then a nude lip. And I love like a glowy face. Like that to me is my look because it works with my coloring. But for you, 100%, like a bright lip.
Yeah.
I'm actually jealous that you can just swipe on a bright lip and go.
Well, and that's sort of more my thing. It's like even if I have no other makeup on, I just stick red lipstick on. I'm like, great, I feel awesome.
I love red. Red I do love. My mom has always worn the brightest lipstick.
Yeah.
All the time. She could be going to the gym, maybe just like some mascara on, but she's got her lips on.
I love that. I know some women who are in their 80s,
funny.
like and older, who still wear lipstick every day. It's their thing, and I think it's amazing.
It's the one thing I find. But now
And
that
if it makes you
say
feel
it-
comfortable, it's like do it. Whatever makes you feel good.
Well-
Yeah, exactly. Whatever makes you feel good.
And I've never thought from that aspect of accentuating kind of certain features that you love. But once you said that, I was like, oh, that's why I'm always drawn to that.
Well, I find for me, like the older I get, the more I like eyeshadow. I never really used eyeshadow a lot when I was younger because I had a good definition to my eyes. Or even eyeliner. I would just throw on some mascara and it would be fine. But now I find that makeup is very corrective. As you get older and things start to head south and sag, and it's the truth, things do fall, and then your eyes droop down and your face starts to droop down. Makeup can help reverse that and help you look more lifted if you know how to put it on. So that's part of what I do is I teach women how to apply it properly so they look more lifted, and it makes a world of difference. Like a eyeliner applied the right way, eyeshadows applied the right way, helps reverse a hooded or droopy eye and just like will lift your face. Yeah.
True magic. It sounds like very magical.
It sounds like magic, but it's really not. It's really very simple. And I do have a lot of videos on my Instagram where I teach women how to do it. So they live there on Instagram to watch me in my glory with no makeup on. And then and see the things I do for my community.
We love it though. But
How else will we
It's the ultimate
learn?
sacrifice. But no, and then I do one-on-one lessons too to teach women how to do their makeup.
Which I
better.
think is really great, especially for like I've even done stuff like that because I'm not going to sit, like you said, and watch all these videos online. And there's a certain demographic, and especially I think as well, older women who want to be taught one-on-one, what are the things that I can do? And
I think one-on-one is definitely the way to go, because in order for you to siphon all the information that's out there on the internet and decide what's right for you, it's very hard. It's like walking to Sephora and trying to find the perfect product. How? When you're not educated enough on it to begin with. So I think that for the average woman, a one-on-one session is the best way to go. So just find somebody that offers lessons, who really matches up with your style, who has a range of styles and has a range of clients that they work with, and then they can offer you that one-on-one advice. It's amazing.
Ooh, yeah, that's great advice. Okay, I've got another question for you, Vicky.
Yes.
So you are a creative person, obviously.
Very.
You're a makeup artist.
I think I
You're
am.
so talented, but also you have, you're doing your online stuff and your makeup line. Like, how do you actually balance being a creative and an entrepreneur? Like, what's the hardest part?
That's actually that's a great question. For me, it's always come very naturally. I think I'm very split 50-50 in the way my brain operates. I am actually 100% an entrepreneur. I'm very financially minded. Like, I'm financial minded. I'm very business minded. I'm very marketing minded. And I think the thing that's helped me so much in navigating my way through my career and through my business is that I always think of the consumer. I don't think of it from a me mindset. It's what would I want if I was the customer? So having that mindset really shifts everything, and you become a different person with the way you operate and the way you drive your business forward. It becomes very customer focused. And also, I come from a background where I was in the financial industry for years. So I had that background of 11 years working for RBC, and I worked as a financial planner. So I helped people make crucial decisions as far as their investments and their lending goes. So I'm very balanced in the way my mind operates. Yes, I'm creative. I am very creative. I love home design. I love cooking, because anything that's an art, I love it. But I'm also equally an entrepreneur.
Ooh. I know it comes through. I think you just have this natural savvy about you. Even like when we go back to the pivots you made through the pandemic, like it's in you.
You figured it out. Yeah.
And I think, again, it just comes from doing, well, first of all, what drove that was what do I need to do right now to get me through this?
Yeah.
I was feeling very cut off and very isolated and very bored.
Yeah.
And I just needed that to connect. I think we all felt that way. That's why I saw you online so much too.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were all on there.
100%.
We were all on there. We were like, hey, let's party.
Yeah.
Totally.
We needed each other, right? But I think that then you see the result of it, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to take this a step further, and then a step further, and a step further. So it's always, for me, everything is always driven by my consumer. Always. I see how they react. I see what they like, what they don't like, and I run with what they like.
I love that.
Yeah.
So where do you want to see now that you've got like this reinvigorated love for what you do, enthusiasm to be out there working again, where do you want to see the industry go over the next couple of years?
I think the industry in Halifax is amazing. I think that it's really changed and developed and grown. There are a lot of people who are very keen on becoming makeup artists, and I think what's changed is that it used to be sort of like, oh, she's just a makeup artist, or she's just a hairstylist. It's not that way anymore. It's that these are very credible businesses, and I think that you can make a very good living doing this. It is very much an industry. It is very respected, and it's becoming more and more respected.
Yeah.
And there's way more demand, I feel like, too, for different things. Like women want to go for dinner or special dinner or whatever gathering, have their makeup done. So
yeah, and then and then driven off the makeup are things such as permanent makeup and lash extensions and all the stuff that it entails. I don't do those things. I love those things, but I don't do them. But I think that the entire industry has grown.
Yeah.
And I think that social media, the internet has made everything far more accessible and far more tangible for people. Like, they look at these things that the celebrities do, and it becomes like, oh, well, I can do that too. There's someone in Halifax who does that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want to do too, is just demystify things for people, because it's actually very much in my mind with everything I do is I realize that when you look at a picture of a celebrity online or you see them in a video and you think, oh my God, like what is their magic? Like why do they look like this? You know, I can never look like that. Well, yes, you can. You know, I'm here to tell you that you damn well can because they have an entire team. And yes, while a lot of it is plastic surgery and injectables, but take the really, you know, freakish looking ones out of the picture.
What do you mean? I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
it starts with a K. the last name. So let's take on
People may have overdone it,
Yes.
just a little.
Yeah, but let's like take it to like the point of like the celebrities, for example. Like I always reference Jennifer Lopez because I think that she's 52 and she's freaking remarkable. I mean, she looks amazing, and she's not somebody that you look at and you think, okay, well, she's definitely had that, and that done.
If she has, you can't tell.
It's
And
done
that's
well.
the
Yeah.
magic.
But the magic is that she can go from zero. And I always, when I go on camera, I say, okay, we're going to go from 0 to 100. Like, this is how I do it. And I try to demystify that for women.
Yeah.
That this is very attainable to everybody. It's just a formula. It's how you do it. And it's not the same formula for everybody, but it involves the hair, the makeup. Makeup is a huge part of it. Makeup can do what plastic surgery can do, and sometimes what plastic surgery doesn't do.
Yeah.
It can really change things. It's remarkable what makeup can do. So makeup, hair, the right clothes, even like when taking a picture, like the right pose.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need lessons. I'm going to have to hire Ryan Williams to teach me how to pose for photos.
Chris
'Cause-
Green is really good at this
All
too.
right.
Chris Green would be remarkable
He
for
took
that.
photos of my hair after Sarah and he did it. And
Yes.
he was like, but do this. Like he just kept saying, do this, move your hair. I'm like, okay, this is, and like you look amazing because someone's coaching you through. But
Yeah.
you're right. People, you don't need a full-time staff to have a glam squad, but
You
you need like a
don't.
glam squad on the side to help you.
Or you can just teach yourself the basics of
If you want.
doing. You can teach yourself the basics, or just, and if you can't do those things, then have a good little roster of professionals that you can call on when you want to really dial it up, and you can just go visit them.
Oh, I want to dial
This
it
is-
up.
I was just going
You
to
can
say,
dial
this
it
is
up.
making me want to get dialed
So
up.
dial it up is sort of like my favorite little catchphrase right now. Dial
Okay,
it up. Dial it
okay,
up meaning
Vicky.
like, yeah.
It's 100 episodes. We are dialing it up with Vicky Mina.
We should dial it up. I love it. I
This
freaking.
is so good. Should we dial it up into our favorite things, Sarah?
We should, but should we ask Vicky what's lighting her up right now? Are we doing
Oh,
that
yeah.
in season
Oh,
3?
my
I don't
gosh.
know.
Oh, what's
Okay.
lighting me up right now? Oh,
Yeah, oh,
good question.
tell us.
What's lighting me up right now? Lighting me up personally is I just did an ad campaign for Halifax Shopping Center.
Saw that.
That lit me up because it's like they called on a woman who is, first of all, 5'1". Second of all, 51. And like to be in their ad campaign, I'm honored, A. B, extremely proud to represent every woman over the age of 40. I think that it's an amazing thing.
Also, you look like the hottest human of all time in the ad campaign.
That's part.
Can we just be
like a mini model.
Big props to the amazing clothes that I got to wear, and huge props to Nicole Lapierre, who is a fantastic photographer who makes me feel very comfortable in front of the camera. So that shout out to Nicole Lapierre. I love her.
Yeah, and shout out to you for being a rocket.
Well,
We
it's
love you.
part of it is knowing your angles and knowing how your body's going to look in certain things. And I would have ideas for the pictures. I would say, well, let's try to shoot it this way. Or I knew, for example, like one of the dresses I wore had big balloon sleeves, and I'm only 5'1", and I'm not a rake. So I know that if I stand a certain way, I'm going to look really wide and big. So I try to create like a diagonal angle with every shot so that the dress would look more flowy, and so that I would not look as wide. For example.
It's so true. Like I feel J-Lo, let's say Kim Kardashian, all these celebrities you see plastered over social media, like
Yeah.
they've done that 100 million times.
Well,
like
if
they know.
they do, and if you watch J-Lo in the videos of her being photographed on the red carpet, watch her in the videos. She literally doesn't care if she looks a fool,
because she knows they're going to look good.
because she knows the pictures are going to look good. And you watch her in the way she does it, and like the way she does her face, the way she does her body, and it's sort of like she's confident. And it's the angles and the lighting. And
That's the greatest tip ever. I'm gonna go watch JLo videos of her posing.
Yes. We'll
try and share some
watch
tips.
the videos.
Yeah.
Watch the videos. And I think that a lot of it too is like knowing your own angles. For example, you know, like we all know that if you take a picture from slightly up high when you're taking a face picture, that can look really great. But also if you're taking a picture from a distance and you want to look longer, taller, take it from lower down, shooting more up, your legs will look longer.
All right, we're coming over because we didn't get to do that this summer and hang out, and we're doing like a full
I think we
photo
should.
shoot.
teach us.
Yes.
We're
But
gonna-
congrats on the Halifax Shopping Center campaign. That's awesome.
So that's part of what's lighting me up. Also, what's lighting me up is the whole thing about aging becoming so much cooler, you know, like, and I think accepting it, you know, like don't try to fight it to the point where you're like overdoing and over injecting, but at the same time, wear what makes you comfortable. So like I like my legs. They're thin. I love a good mini skirt. I love a pair of shorts. And I know that it's sort of considered like taboo for a woman over a certain age to wear short. Not for me. I'm going to keep wearing them until
I'm wearing
die.
mini skirts till I'm dead.
Me too.
Yeah, as long as they like
Amen.
still look cute.
High five, virtual high five.
But I think when we were first kind of talking and touching on that point before we start recording, yeah, drink up, girls. They both just took a swig at the same time.
We're all swigging.
I love that. Is that I've often had these things. I think they're pre-programmed in our minds a little bit. They're like, I can only wear these little crop tops for so many more years and things like that. But now I think, no, I can wear this as long as I feel comfortable and
Exactly.
good. I'm going to wear it until I'm 70, like whatever, maybe not
Right.
70.
It's what you feel comfortable in, and it's having the good judgment to know that it actually looks good on you,
Yeah.
that it's flattering. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be. Anything can be age appropriate if it's body appropriate or style appropriate.
Love
but
that.
it's not, age appropriate isn't really a thing anymore. It's more about, does it suit my body? And do I rock it? Do I wear it confidently? And objectively, how does it really look on me?
Yes.
Right?
I love that.
So much good advice.
All right, it's time, ladies. We're here. Our favorite part of the night. We're gonna play Queenie Grams.
I've been waiting for this.
We've got
This is
some
my
new
favorite.
questions too, Vicky.
I love it.
I know, you gotta-
Rapid fire.
Okay, can you pick a number between 1 and 138?
Yeah. 122.
122. Have you ever lied about your age? Perfect question.
Absolutely not. And I would never lie about my age. Well, maybe I would advance it a year.
Yeah. Well,
I'd
right
be
now?
50 and I'll say, oh, I'm 51, but I'm not yet
Right,
quite
like
yet
you
51.
round up.
Round up. Yeah. But no, I would never.
Ooh.
Ever, ever, ever. Unless I was trying to get it in a buffet and it was like,
Right.
you saved like $10 or something.
Yeah.
I love that. Have you ever lied about your age?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe in university trying to get into bars.
I'm
That's the only thing I
100%.
could be like, no, I'm
Right.
not 18, I'm 19. That would be.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I got married when I was 19 and we were in the States and we went to Florida on our honeymoon and you had to be 21 to get in. I was like, come on. Like, no, I'm like 21 and they wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't let me
so
in.
funny.
I'm like, I'm married and I'm not allowed to come party here. Like,
I know that's the worst about the States when you
Yeah.
are 19 or 20 even, and that's like part of your lifestyle at that point, and then you go down there and they won't let you.
That's
I
far
know.
too late. 19 is just right.
so weird. I'm the same as you. I've lied to get in bars when I was.
but no, I don't see any reason to lie about your age.
Younger.
To lie about your age to be younger is foolish. If you're proud of yourself and you're proud of, for me, like I'm proud of how I look for my age. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like 51. My mom's always been like that too. So I think she sort of like set the precedent for me.
I actually think it's funny. Like Sarah mentioned another story about when we were in Antigonish. I was like, no, I'm 34. I'm married. Like I get pride in saying like that. And they're like, no, you're not. These
Yeah,
are
they don't believe
young
you.
university men. But I'm like, great. I hope I look younger than 30.
See, in
but
my
I'm not.
mind, you both are still in your 20s. So
We love you.
it's
Thank
that
you.
whole.
I'm
like,
happy about where I am.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I say this all the time. Everyone knows I love birthdays. I'm obsessed with them. I love every year. It's
Yeah.
like I'm happy.
Yeah. I'm happy to be aging.
I think 30, like
Yes.
at least you've got, more time on your hands, obviously, than us. But I feel like even hitting 30, 31, 32, 33, it sounds cliche, but it does get better.
Oh, it
keeps
definitely
getting
gets
better,
better.
I think,
It does
too.
keep getting better. You just,
Good.
I would not want to go back. Mindset, not a single year. It's amazing. Aging is wonderful for your mind and for who you become and who you develop into.
And perspective. I love that.
Perspective. Yeah.
Okay, Sarah, I think it's your turn to pick a number.
Ooh, I'm picking a
yeah,
number.
I feel like
I was just gonna say 22 came to me for some weird reason.
Was that
22 is
was that a
one
good
of
age
22
for
is
you?
one of my lucky numbers.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's just like cute, and I love this. Bubbles or no bubbles in your bath?
No bath. Shower.
What?
No bath. That's not
A
these
shower.
questions.
Okay, but on the rare occasion that I would get into a bath, it would have to
Yes.
be spick and span cleaned by me
I clean my tub
Ahead.
so much.
of time. And then the water would have to be really warm. And then once it starts to cool off, I add more hot water into it.
In
'cause
the
it can't
winter,
cool
though,
off.
Vicky, it's so nice.
Okay, then, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But I had to
Okay.
clean it ahead of time.
Oh, yeah,
And then in that case, bubbles 100%.
Oh,
Bubbles.
So I gotta tell you, I'm really into baths right now. I had no bath for years, and now I've got 2 bathtubs, and I use my bath. For 2 weeks ago, I was taking a morning and night bath.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
6:30 in the morning.
But see, you also love to bake and you love making French food. Like to me, you are like that woman.
Who's laying in the I know. I told Ashley's brother I was taking morning baths, and he was like, "What?"
No, taking a morning bath is
He
the best
thought that
gift you
was-
can give.
I know. He thought
Okay.
that was like
I
She's crazy because
I
our
actually
mother-
admire it. It means that you are able to like slow down and enjoy those things in life.
I actually, Greg, if you're listening, come on. Our mother bathes more than anyone you know. Mom will like come home for the gym and like take a bath because she's like, it feels good. I light a candle.
Yeah,
I think it's
guess
nice.
so.
Yeah.
I just really
Peace.
like showers.
So let me tell
it all
you
washes off me.
about these baths that
So
I'm taking.
yeah,
Yeah.
and bubbles or no bubbles.
No, I'm going to tell you the whole thing.
Okay.
So first of all, no bubbles because I think bubbles make a mess.
Okay.
But now you should see these baths that I'm taking. Every morning I run the bath. I put in rose oil or lavender into the tub so
Yeah.
it smells amazing. My crystals go in. I have now started putting flowers in the tub every time.
What kind
I
of
go.
flowers? Anything you can collect and forage?
Well, I get daisies, and then I because they're pretty cheap. And then I'll buy a couple roses through the week and do like
Roses are
treat
nice.
yourself
and
to
some rose
roses.
petals in there.
But
And
rose oil would be amazing.
and I put the rose oil, and that is like I don't need bubbles. That's just like a perfect luxury for me.
I don't do bubbles either. Like occasionally, a
Yeah.
couple times a year, but I'm an Epsom salt. I think I said that
And I
not
put the
long
salt
ago.
Well, see,
Epsom salt all
obviously,
the way.
I'm not sophisticated enough to even give the right answer here because all I know is bubbles. Because when I give Jade a bath, my granddaughter,
Yeah.
she's like, "Can I
Cartoon.
have bubbles?" She loves it, and I'm like, "Yeah, bubbles."
I love it, Vicky. I'll make you a bath someday. You can clean the
Yes.
tub first,
Okay.
and then you can go have a drink, and then I'll
I
make
trust
you a
you
bath.
enough to have you clean the tub, or I would get into your tub.
I'm like that too. I give it a quick spray before I get in sometimes.
You're kind
just
of a
it feels
germaphobe.
fresh.
I love
Right.
it. So you're a no bubbles gal too? with
No
me?
bubbles, just a few times a year. Like I said, Epsom salt, specifically a lavender magnesium, I think it is.
Oh, so nice. That would be beautiful.
Um,
That would be
candle, yeah, just sometimes some lavender oil. Anyways,
I love that.
I'm a big fan of catnaps.
Oh, I love catnaps too.
I
I don't
don't.
do them regularly, but I've started trying to incorporate them. I think it's a nice way to refresh yourself in the
It
middle of the day.
does. You'd be surprised what 20 minutes will do.
It also changes your mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're feeling like not even physically tired, but just like brain dead a bit, a 20-minute nap, perks
I
you right
can't
up.
shut up. Like, so I've been we're getting wildly off track, but I've been struggling with
That's what
my
cleaning rooms
brain
are about.
going a million miles an hour. So
Yeah.
I've been like meditating more, just like sitting alone and just like letting my brain kind of just like, get the thoughts out.
Yeah.
Other things was at acupuncture today. And I'm laying there for a good half hour and just like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel relaxed? I'm like, no, I've solved every problem in my mind. Like I can't relax. And I think that's why I can't
relax during
nap.
yoga. I can't relax during yoga. It's such a problem.
I can't when I'm
Morning
moving.
baths. Take the morning bath.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say to Jeff, my
Every
husband,
day.
like, I'm gonna go take a bath now in between calls, especially if I'm cold. I just like dip in 20 minutes. Feel great.
I think you have
Cream
to do like
after.
a 14-day morning bath, and your mind will settle.
It's a good therapy.
I don't know. That's
I'm
what I
gonna
had to
try
do
it.
because I was like you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And anyways, so after acupuncture, she did tell me tonight to have a bath with Epsom salt. So that's what I'll be doing later. All right.
Shout out to Lisa. All right,
We love you.
Pick a number, Ash.
Okay, I'm gonna do 135.
Oh,
I just want to interject here. I love that we're solving all the world's problems.
oh yeah.
Ask us anything.
Anything.
We'll help you. Okay. I'm actually want to tell you. I'm like, don't listen to what I'm telling you. Okay. Ashley,
We need a disclaimer.
who would you spy on if you were invisible? I think this was great.
Ooh. Okay, so in the past, let's just say I've said the royal family, because very curious.
Yeah.
And who do I want to spy on? I think I said the Kardashians once. I think I said Kris Jenner once because I was like, what's
She's
happening?
phenomenal.
Yeah, I
I
need to
have
know.
to say, I'm not
Give
a
me the
fan of
tips.
all of. I do love Kendall. I think she's just her style is amazing. But Kris Jenner looks better than any of her kids.
Oh, she looks fabulous, but
And she's like
also,
going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, she's got it.
She's a
down.
boss.
Oh,
She's a boss for sure. Yeah.
Oh my
danger.
gosh. Okay, I don't know. Who else do I want? Who am I like obsessed with that I'd like to spy on?
Oh shit, Vicky, is there anyone you
Sarah, I
want
want
to
to
spy?
spy on Sarah. What is she doing over there?
No one wants to know what I'm doing.
You're taking baths, is what you're doing.
Oh, I'm taking baths. Yep.
Taking
do you
baths
have-
and doing yoga.
Do you have anyone that comes to mind?
That I want to spy on? Well, right now, because I'm looking at like a Will Smith photo. That's what I'm thinking. But truly, that I would like to spy on right now.
Oh, I just thought of someone.
I was just like, this just came to my mind, but it's like, I'd like to spy on Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know what I think of him. He could be up to no good sometimes.
There's a lot of people right now that might be up to no good. But you know what?
But do I want to know that?
No, and I think that
let's not go dark.
I think no, let's not go dark. But I think that in general, I think we just have to stay very like optimistic in the world.
Okay, I want to spy on Andy Samberg because I feel like he's up to no good, but it's in a funny way.
Okay.
So I'm choosing that one.
Do you know I love like the late night talk show host like Jimmy Fallon?
Yes. Oh, that's
I love Jimmy
I
Fallon.
love Jimmy Fallon. I think he's so cool.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I just thought
So
of mine.
funny.
I want to spy on Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, she'd be a really cool person to see
yeah.
how she really lives her life. I would love to see how she lives her average day-to-day life.
It's probably
I have
pretty
huge
fabulous.
respect for her. I love her. I think what she's done with her life is phenomenal. Yeah.
It would be cool to see. I love that.
So Vicky, who are you choosing?
Jennifer Lopez for sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to know if her and Ben Affleck are they really, or is this all a publicity stunt?
Do you know what? That is a good question because I could see it being all just like
Yeah, part of it,
hard to
partly,
know.
right?
she's like back with revenge, but it also makes him relevant
Well,
again.
it just you know what's so funny is like it feels like things are kind of like staged as a get back to A-Rod. It's like immediately she bounced back. There's a part of me that would just like to see her be alone, like really alone for a good length of time, just to say, you know what,
not
I'm
gonna
good.
happen.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I don't need a man.
She's a relationship Oh,
She's a
Britney Spears
relationship
would be
junkie.
interesting too.
Oh,
That would be
very
good.
good one.
You know,
very.
what is Britney? She got engaged recently.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only
love
know
her.
that because someone told me. I don't know.
I would love to know like the real reasons behind that conservatorship.
Exact.
There's
That's
a
true.
lot there.
Oh yeah, that is like, we don't know. We might have to have a full episode on that sometime.
We'll get Anna Townsend.
I was gonna
back
say, we're
on.
gonna
Can
have
you
to
just
get-
bring Brittany onto this?
Yeah, let's get
podcast?
Brittany. So
I mean,
everyone, if you
anything's
could,
possible.
I feel like there's a possibility if we DM her and are really nice, she might say yes.
She might say yes, and then her conservator would say no. She's not coming on with
No
you.
freedom to speech right now.
I love that so
Always
much.
learning so much about ourselves, each other.
I know. I
is
know.
so good.
I love being here with you.
We
Vicky.
love
It's
having
so
her.
Coming.
comfortable. I
And
know.
happy, 6 years, you said?
Yeah, 6
Since you
years of the
launched?
line. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
September's a good month. We launched 100th episode, everything.
Our third year anniversary, just a few days after yours. This is like an incredible week.
It is. It's incredible.
And we're going to go
the
celebrate.
stars are aligning.
Before we finish, I just want to say I'm so grateful for your friendship. I'm so happy you're back with us. I've just thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you so much over the last few years.
I know.
And
I feel the
all
same
the love
about
for you.
Same about you. I just from the minute I met you, I was like, this is good energy right here. And I obviously I knew you before Ashley, but I think I really value our friendship. And I just love everything you do. I'm a huge fan of you, both your public personas, if you will, and the podcast, but I love you both as human beings.
Oh, thanks, Vicky. We
Thank
love you. Thanks
so
so
much for coming on
Thank you
tonight.
for sharing.